Are you craving a trip on Space Mountain? Well, we've got the next best thing. Welcome to Disney Coast to Coast.
Hey folks, and welcome to Disney Coast to Coast, the ultimate unofficial Disney fan podcast. I'm Jeff DePauli, and in today's House of Mouse headlines, the Disney afternoon is headed to Disney Plus, and Disneyland Paris is getting some new entertainment. That and so much more, so let's get to it.
Hear the latest news from the Walt Disney Company in today's House of Mouse headlines.
It looks as though a lot of Disney fans have wished upon a star because Disney has announced that Disney Plus will have our favorite shows from the Disney Afternoon TV show animation block as part of the streaming service. The shows that will be available include DuckTales, TaleSpin, Darkwing Duck, Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers, Goof Troop, and the animated series that many forget, Gargoyles. That's a nice chunk of the Disney Afternoon to get started, but let's hope that in the future it will also include Adventures of the Gummy Bears, Bonkers, and other shows that were added onto the Disney Afternoon lineup in later years. On a related note, can you all start wishing for MMC, the new Mickey Mouse Club now? Thanks. And now let's discuss some Disney Plus Muppets news. Before I get into this news, I want to make it clear that the Muppets short series that we saw a clip from at the D23 Expo is safe and will still be part of Disney Plus. This past week, it was announced that the Muppets series that was in development to be called Muppets Live Another Day is no longer moving forward. This was a limited series that was to pick up soon after where the Muppets Take Manhattan ended. Unfortunately, there was a difference in opinion on the direction the limited series should go between the creators and Disney. So to simplify, Disney Plus will have a Muppet short series, but will not have a full-length show, at least for now. Maybe if we just play the Muppet shorts over and over again on Disney Plus, it will help boost the ratings and convince Disney to greenlight a full-length series. Honestly though, I think it's smart of them to start with the shorts to help them get their feet wet. The amount of frog puns here is getting ridiculous. But in all seriousness, they obviously weren't able to find the right voice for the Muppets with their latest ABC series, so perhaps these shorts will help them find their way back to the Muppets and just improve future content. Here's hoping. There's a new way to celebrate New Year's Eve at Walt Disney World, and it's happening at Disney's Animal Kingdom. Throughout the night, you'll find special New Year's Eve-themed food and drinks, while DJs in Asia, Discovery Island, and Dinoland USA will keep the party pumping. As midnight approaches, everyone can gather around Discovery Island and Asia to watch a special New Year's Eve countdown on the iconic Tree of Life. Energetic music and lighting displays will welcome in 2020. Guests can also get into the fun with special pin trading opportunities. I wonder if the citizens of Pandora celebrate New Year's Eve the same day we do here on Earth. With the recent opening of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge in Disney's Hollywood Studios, we learned about some minor differences between the two lands in regards to layout, color choices, and especially attendance. But one thing doesn't seem to have changed from coast to coast. Visitors to Batuu really enjoy stealing the metal sporks from Docking Bay 7 Food and Cargo. Really, folks? This is why we can't have nice things. A while back, it was reported that a lounge in Disney's Grand Floridian would be rethemed to Beauty and the Beast. We've recently learned that the name of the lounge will be Enchanted Rose. The lounge will celebrate the magic and romance of Disney's popular live-action movie. Featuring 4 unique spaces inspired by Belle and the Beast, you'll find charm and elegance around every corner. The lounge includes a chandelier inspired by Belle's flowing ball gown, as well as a formal library that will showcase classical Baroque designs and French furnishing. A garden room will take its inspiration from the enchanted forest surrounding the castle, and an outdoor patio will evoke the romance of Beast's Garden Terrace. Enchanted Rose will feature a delicious menu with a variety of shareable bites. On the beverage menu is a variety of beverages, including cocktails and martinis, as well as spirits, beer, cider, and even a few non-alcoholic options for guests of all ages. Enchanted Rose will open this fall. Now let's fly over to Paris, where we have several pieces of news to discuss. Next spring, the Walt Disney Studios Park will be getting a new interactive stage show taking place in Studio D. This new show will feature favorite characters from Disney Junior. Also in the Walt Disney Studios Park, we got some new details about the update coming to Paris's Twilight Zone Tower of Terror. There will be 3 different experiences for guests on this classic attraction. The little girl's ghost that has been part of the attraction since its opening will be featured even more in the near future. In the story of the malevolent machine, the little ghost girl haunts your elevator, but she's the least of your worries now. As soon as you take your seat, this malevolent machine only has one goal: to trap you. The elevator will screech and clank with macabre glee as it shoots you up and forces you down without warning. Your only hope is to hold tight and scream. Will you be able to free yourself from the machine's grip? Then there's the story of the shaft creatures, where they know you're here, so whatever you do, don't scream. Frightening creatures are loose in the elevator shaft and are looking for distressed souls to terrorize. The louder you scream and plead for mercy, the more powerful they become. Can you stay silent while plummeting down 13 unlucky floors at the speed of fright? And finally, there's the fifth dimension. A sinister poltergeist has opened a portal to the fifth dimension and wants to take your soul with it. Prepare to question everything you know is real as you drop into a terrifying psychedelic journey between two worlds. Will the little ghost girl be able to save you? The Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, a new dimension of chills, will make its debut on September 28th at Walt Disney Studios Park. So it sounds like the version of the attraction that debuted in Disney California Adventure will now officially be erased from this dimension, as this carbon copy attraction now has some permanent changes. We recently got more details about a Frozen celebration coming to Disneyland Paris from January 11th, 2020 through May 3rd. One of the most popular Disney stories will soon be coming to life at Disneyland Paris, creating a space for guests to experience even more adventures with Anna, Elsa, Olaf, and other Frozen friends. For a limited time, Disneyland Paris will take guests on an enchanting family journey with a brand new event, Frozen Celebration. The festivities will include a dazzling new show running 4 times a day on the parade route, starring Anna, Elsa, Kristoff, Olaf, and Sven, complete with incredible dancers, acrobats, and an enchanting new float. Characters from Arendelle will also take part in the Disney Stars on Parade with a Frozen-inspired float. In the evening, the magical adventures of Anna and Elsa will come to life during Disney Illuminations. In addition, starting this November 17th, a brand new interactive adventure will open its doors to the animation celebration in Walt Disney Studios Park. Titled Frozen, a Musical Invitation, guests will be transported to the Kingdom of Arendelle, where they'll play and interact with their favorite characters across several stages. In the first room, guests will sing and learn to dance to magical moves with Anna, Kristoff, and Sven. In the second room, guests will be invited into the Ice Palace to sing Let It Go with Elsa herself. And at Animation Academy, guests can meet Olaf. There's a bunch of Frozen headed to Disneyland Paris, some temporary, and some sticking around for a longer period of time. Staying overseas for a moment, a congratulations is due to Pirates of the Caribbean Battle for the Sunken Treasure at Shanghai Disneyland, as the attraction has won the award for Best Dark Ride of 2019 by Amusement Today's Golden Ticket Awards. These annual awards recognize the best of the best in the amusement park industry through an international poll. But that isn't where the awards stopped for Disney. Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run back in the States in the original Disneyland park won the award for Best New Family Attraction of 2019. Congratulations to everyone who worked on these 2 grand-scale attractions. Now that we've flown the Millennium Falcon back into the States and landing in Disneyland Park, let's stay at that resort for a moment to discuss the new Dia de los Muertos happenings. Over in Disney California Adventure, a musical celebration of Coco has returned to Plaza de la Familia. My favorite part of this celebration was the introduction of the adorable Miguel puppet that became part of the celebration last year. Well, new for this year, guests can take photos at a special meet and greet with Miguel, as he and his performer will appear between shows. I love this an unreasonable amount. I really want them to sell this puppet in the souvenir shops. Speaking of Coco, Disney and Pixar's Coco will be brought to life on stage for the first time ever this November at the Hollywood Bowl for 1 weekend only, Friday, November 8th and Saturday, November 9th. The spectacular event in Los Angeles will include an all-star lineup of special guests, including Benjamin Bratt, Eva Longoria, Carlos Rivera, Miguel, Alana Eubank, Alex Gonzalez, Jamie Camille, Lele Pons, Rudy Mancuso, and Natalia Jimenez, who will appear throughout the evening as the beloved film plays on the Bowl's movie screen accompanied by a full live orchestra. Mariachi divas will also entertain the audience with traditional mariachi music throughout the night. Just keep in mind when purchasing tickets to this event that the venue is massive and that it's more about having a communal experience than it is about seeing a great production. Unless you purchase the most expensive seats, of course, then you're in for a grand old time. The Walt Disney Archive celebrates its 50th anniversary next year, and to kick off the festivities, the Bowers Museum in Santa Ana, California will host Inside the Walt Disney Archives 50 Years of Preserving the Magic, offering a rare look at some of the treasures from the archives. The 10,000 square foot traveling exhibit opens to the public on March 7th, 2020. Guests are invited to step into the Walt Disney Archives as they walk through a dazzling display of more than 400 objects, including original artwork, costumes, and props that tell the story of the archives, the Walt Disney Company, and Walt Disney himself. Artifacts include never-before-displayed production art from Fantasia, Walt Disney's office set from Saving Mr. Banks, the original pitch portfolio used to secure investors for Disneyland, maquettes from animated films such as Peter Pan and Frozen, and much more. This exhibit will run through August 30th, 2020, before heading to other locations around the country to be revealed later in 2020. Now let's jump to this week's Twitter poll where I asked you folks, if you could pick any souvenir from Star Wars Galaxy's Edge to take home with you, which would you choose? Your options were a lightsaber, a droid, a mug or glassware from the cantina, or a spork. In last place was the spork with only 9% of the votes, followed by a droid with 17% of the votes. 34% of you want to take a mug or glassware from Oga's Cantina, but 40% of you want a lightsaber. Do you agree with the results of this Twitter poll? Make your voice heard by following Disney CTC on Twitter and taking part in this Twitter poll every week. That's DIZNEY CTC on Twitter. For all of our social media, head to DisneyCoastToCoast.com. You can find links for it there. And guys, don't forget that we are winding down on this epic contest happening to win a trip to Walt Disney World that would include your hotel, your park tickets, and your food. So make sure you head to DisneyCoastToCoast.com, click on contest there, and enter every day through the end of the month. And if you want to start your own podcast, but you're just not sure how to, simply head to youcanpodcastnow.net to get some free information. That's youcanpodcastnow.net. This episode of Disney Coast to Coast was produced by Philip Elke, who has supported the show through Patreon. If you'd like to become a DCTC producer or gain other rewards, including early access to episodes, live stream Q&As, and more, information can be found at patreon.com/DisneyCTC. That's patreon.com/DIZNEYCTC. Other than that, folks, have a magical day. Bye!
Thanks for listening to Disney Coast to Coast. Have a magical day.
Disney Coast to Coast is produced and hosted by Jeff DePauli. Learn more about the podcast and become a supporter at DisneyCoastToCoast.com.